It's training camp season. Today we're looking at the Commanders and getting a good look at Jacory Croskey-Merritt. We're going to watch him work through some drills, catch some balls, everything else. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now because we're looking at your players in training camp, what they're doing behind the scenes at practice, your rookies, position battles. Guys, you're getting ready to draft in fantasy football here in the next few weeks. Click that button. Stop missing out. We're looking at Jacory Croskey-Merritt here. We're going to watch him work. And we're going to loop this and keep talking ball. There's a lot to say. Let's go. Let's go. There he is. There he is. Having fun out there. Having fun out there. Jacory Croskey-Merritt. There's not a day that goes by. There's not a day that goes by. What happened there? Did he just run right through it? Was he? What? Did he? There he is. Never mind. Boom. Watch the dead leg. There's not a day that goes by where there's not a clip, there's not a blurb of something he's doing really good in camp. You go back and look at the college tape. Go back and look at that. Very patient running back. But his micro movements, trying to make guys miss, his dead leg, getting the top one there. His dead leg, his ability to move laterally, and his feet. His feet's very sweet. You're going to see this in some of the cuts. Allows him to gain yards in space. Allows him to get that hole. Allows him to reach to that linebacker area in the second. There it is. And that patience. Didn't get to play really last year. Didn't really. Fresh, though. Fresh. But we're coming in training camp hot. Hot. Day in, day out. He's getting noticed. That's the one thing you want to notice about him. He is getting noticed day in and day out. And if I'm a Commanders fan, and if you're remembering right, it feels like forever ago, but you had a late round running back that has done it before, that was getting buzz, and all of a sudden blast off. And he had more of an open depth chart, if I remember right. That's so long ago. Brain's like a rock from thinking things back then. But Alfred Morris. The parallels. Not really, they're different backs. The butler. Alfred Morris would drive an old car, an old beat-up car, to and from practice. Whether he was making a lot of money or no money at the time. No money as in the rookie money. Dude was a cool dude. Croskey-Merritt here is showing signs and flashes. And you look at this depth chart. You look at Austin Eckler. You look at Brian Robinson. If either one of those running backs go down, he's going to catch some moments. And if he hits right on those moments, which there's good potential for that, considering how he plays the game, you could be seeing a running back go blast off here, which is going to be some changes for this team down the line. Jeremy McNichols, when he got his moment, he hit on this team. He looked good. He had some weeks last year. He had some weeks. He had some opportunities that he cashed in. Croskey-Merritt's fresh, too. He's fresh. He's been running good. Tape checks out at college. He does have some production to his name. You can use him in the receiving game. He's good up the gut. This is a running back that could sneak up on you. So if you're looking at this for fantasy football, we're talking redraft first. Redraft-wise. If you're using underdog fantasy as a scale, that's 18 rounds of drafting. Most people are not drafting him. Some people are. People watch this channel because we've done a few videos on him. Some people are very deep in it who's drafted a lot of leagues. Some people are with their final picks. But he's not on the ADP yet. He's not on the ADP. He will be. Probably soon. But he's going a lot of times without getting drafted. That's for sure. But that's also a testament with how deep the running back position is right now. How deep it is, especially from this year's rookie class. This is the deepest, most talented rookie running back class of all time. If he was in last year's class, you guys would be talking him up left and right. A lot more. A lot more. There was not much to talk about last year. There was not much to look at. Your first running back drafted last year only had one ACL. The next running back did not have a 1,000-yard season. The next running back after that, very productive, but was coming off of a season where he was ramping up from a knee injury. Then we get down the line to Bucky Irvin, who went off. Then we get down the line a little bit more. We get to Tyrone Tracy, who had some good games. We get down the line. We had a few running backs show a little bit of something. Now, take that batch of running backs and times it by 5, maybe, and that's the difference in talent level. More running backs. All the running backs that you thought were good in last year's class from rounds 1 through 7, you got that many in the second round pretty much. And you got a good running back in the third. You got 2 running backs going in the first. And then you get to day 3 of the draft, and there's a list of running backs left and right. And talent was going to fall. Talent was going to fall in this year's draft. Croskey-Merritt is a talented running back prospect. And this is a running back that is proven himself. And he's got some attributes in his game that could really help this team and develop forward in the NFL level. And he could be a huge get because he'd be on that cheap contract. You're getting production from a guy on a cheap contract, potentially, in the future if everything runs right. And then you're looking at being able to build around that. First off, you got to get attrition in this offense, which there was last year, and it's the running back position. Second off, you got to get your opportunity. Third off, you got to keep playing well. There's not a day, though, where I'm not catching a blurb where a beat writer's talking about him. There's so many other players. There's so many other running backs. There's so many other wide receivers. You got the Terry McLaurin asking for a trade. You got all this stuff going on. You got the second year of Jaden Daniels. You got Lane, the rookie wide receiver. You got all these storylines. McCaffrey in his second year. You got all these storylines, but they come back to this. There's a lot of storylines with this team. Deebo Samuel, can he stay healthy? How's he looking? How is he going to be the number 1? How's that going to be if McLaurin's gone, or if McLaurin doesn't play, or if they sign McLaurin, or what's happening there? Like all these storylines, but it keeps coming back to him. It keeps coming back. You got Ben Sinnott there. What's going on with him? Like, there's all this. Eckler, how's he feeling right now? You got all these running backs here. It keeps coming back to him. That's why that's a big deal. That is why. It's something to pay attention to. Fantasy football-wise, is not getting drafted on underdog. Dynasty, you better. If you still got drafts, you better put a little premium on him. You better put a little premium on him. He was much cheaper earlier, right after the draft in rookie drafts. But he was also a speculative flyer. I had him in speculative flyer territory. He's still a speculative flyer due to draft position, where he's out on the depth chart. It's a deep running back class. There's a lot of running backs that are talented that's in similar situations, but they're not making it in the news yet. You Monday night quarterback it or Monday morning quarterback that, and you make it sound like it's a wrong take. It's really not. There still is. Still is. Things still have to go right. Still is. But the speculation's heating up. More people are speculating. He's a good speculative pick in all formats. And there's going to be a time in DFS where if you're putting together lineups, which is more for big tournaments, if you're not following what I'm talking about, you may want to stay away from this advice because it's more in depth for daily fantasy football, FanDuel, DraftKings, where you gamble on that one player, which tend to be wide receivers who gets a high ADOT that's running a lot of routes that you hope cashes in on the deep ball. But if there's attrition and he's getting a little bit of work, you bring him in a little bit on the cheap. It's one of your flexes or whatever to help you bring in higher ticket players to build out, and you just hope he hits with those high ticket players. And then you have a contrarian lineup to be able to climb the tournament. And I'm talking about a tournament with thousands and thousands of people where you got to have a lineup that hits high, but also be a little different. That's something to look at early in the season. But if I'm doing 100 lineups, there'd be like a few of them until he starts sparking. When he starts sparking, it's common sense. And I'm talking about before it's common sense. But he's going to have his moment before he has his moment. That's the thing. He's going to have that moment before you realize it's his moment. And someone's going to profit off of it. Someone's going to make money off of it, some way, shape, or form. And that's what I'm getting after it. And there's a lot of other ways to do it. There's a million ways to skin a cat in those types of games, but you also got to think about theory. If you're talking theory, you got to talk about different ways, and you got to latch onto a couple of those theories when you're doing 100, 200, 500 lineups. And that's something to pay attention to, especially when you're trying to break it. But when you're looking at Croskey-Merritt here, if you're a Commanders fan and you listen to all that, which you probably should when I go deep in DFS talk and DFS theory for high money tournaments, because that will give you ideas to create lineups and different strategies, and maybe that can win you some big money. Also lose you a lot of money because also you're gambling. But you're looking at Croskey-Merritt. This is a running back with a lot of upside, with a lot of good tools that is on the come up. On the come up right now. Hopefully everything materializes. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.